What's up, guys? This is Malcolm. You're on Malcolm Talks. How y'all feeling? That's good, man. That's real good. Hey, I want to talk to you guys about something that people say all the time. You know, on this channel, I try to debunk a lot of the myths that people may have when it comes to certain success principles and things like that. Because I'm like, wait a minute now. I ain't no spring chicken. I've been around the block for a little while, and I know that that's not true. Something that's being said over and over again is not 100% true. One thing that I'm thinking about is this whole saying where people say, you know, if it's outside of your control, don't even worry about it. You know, only worry about the things that you can control. People say that a lot. Now, this is for the most part true, right? Like, if it's a hurricane barreling down about to hit your city, can you change that? No, you cannot change the fact that a hurricane is coming. What you can do is prepare, however. You can prepare. There's a lot of different things that you could do in anticipation of something that you think you have no control over, which you might not have any control over. There's still certain things you can control. So I think when we hear this axiom or this quote or you know, wise words, when we hear this, a lot of times I truly believe that people think that now they can just sit there and not have to do anything about it. They can just sit, relax, and just tell themselves, well, I can't control it, so it is what it is. Well, you shouldn't think like that, guys. There's some things that you can do. It's just that some problems require a little more thought than others. I'm gonna say that again. Some problems just require a little more thought than others. Now, if it's something that you can think about and in 5 minutes figure it out, then yeah, you need to go ahead and figure it out. If it's something that's gonna take 30 minutes, an hour, but you can actually figure out most things. There aren't a whole lot of things that's totally outside of your control. It may be outside of your control at that moment, but if you think about something long enough, if you think about something hard enough, you will figure it out, guys. This tool up here is extremely powerful. It's just that I think a lot of us, we want to solve a problem right away. The fact is, it doesn't work like that. You know, Einstein didn't develop the theory of relativity like that overnight. He had to do experiments. He had to test that thing out, you know? He had to do experiments and have hypotheses and theories before he figured it out. He figured out something entirely new. He didn't look at it like, this is outside of my control, nothing I can do about it. No. And that's what we are challenged to do every day. See, the challenge really is, how do I stay focused on one thing long enough to be able to fix it, to be able to change it, to be able to make change on something that I thought was outside of my control. We can do it. We can really do it, guys. I mean, if you just really think about whatever it is, man, and you put forth the amount of effort, let's just say you start off by doing 20, 30 minutes a day focusing on one problem. Every day, you had it on a reminder on your phone that at 7 p.m., I'm going to go home, I'm going to work on my business. I'm going to work on my side business. I'm not going to make any excuses. And I'm going to sit down and with a pencil and paper and think about ways that I can make $1,000 extra this month. And I'm going to do that every single day. I'm going to just keep thinking and brainstorming. I'm going to get online. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to look at the different niches, different areas. I'm going to think about all the things I'm good at. I'm going to really expand my mind and stop looking at this thing as if it's outside of my control. Edison didn't create electricity. He just figured out how to harness it. It took him a minute, guys. Never think something is outside of your control. Now, there are some times where you gotta move on. You can't cry over spilt milk. There's a lot of different things that have been said, man. And some of them are true, but it all depends on what your current situation is. I'm of the belief that I can solve pretty much any problem. Just give me enough time, I'll solve it. Just give me enough time, we'll get it done. A lot of times it just takes thinking time that you can actually sit down in the quiet and think. That's the problem. It's so hard with all these different distractions that we got, man. Like, you can't even sit down and think about a problem. Or if you are thinking about a problem, it's so many other things going on at the same time. It's hard to put your full attention to a problem. That's why I think it's important to use certain tools such as Todoist. I've talked about this in numerous videos. I use an app. It's called Todoist. You can look it up. It's like $30 a year. And you get all of these functions and capabilities. It allows you to keep track of things that you have to do each day. So if there's something that I'm thinking about at the moment, like if I run into a problem at work or in my daily life or something that just has become a nuisance and it's really something about a process is really irritating me, I'll be like, damn, I know I need to do something about this. I just don't have time to do it now. I'll go in my phone and I'll put figure out solution to X problem. And I'm going to look at this on Saturday at 9 a.m. I'll put this in my phone. So what happens? Saturday at 9 a.m., when it's nice and quiet, although it's not going to be nice and quiet because my son is going to be up running around. But I would pick a time, maybe earlier in the morning where my son is asleep, and spend time thinking about that problem. Okay, what can I do to solve this little issue? What could I do to fix this problem? We got a slight problem. How do I fix it? I could do this, I could do that, I could do this. Nah, that won't work. How about this? Well, maybe. You got to go through this process. This is how you solve things. This is how you make your life better. This is how you improve your life. You improve your life incrementally. A lot of times people think we make these huge jumps. Not saying it can't be done. You can make big jumps. But a lot of times, guys, it's just simply you're making small incremental increases and improvements over time. It's just like somebody, if you hadn't seen them in a year, but the whole year they've been working every day to get better. By the time you see them at the end of that year, they're going to be leaps and bounds above where they were. But all of it came from incremental, little small growth every week for 52 weeks. So it's just something to think about. When you see a problem, you should always think about it first and say to yourself, now, is this something I can solve? I may not be able to solve it now, but let me write it down and get back to it and give it some thought. Let me give it some thinking time. Very, very important. This is Malcolm. You're on Malcolm Talks. I do appreciate you guys visiting the channel. Comment down below, man. What do you want me to talk about next? I hope y'all have a great day. I'm going to holler at you. Peace.